Welcome to Career UpRising. I'm your host, Lorraine, a career and executive coach dedicated to helping clients who are 40 plus to break free from feeling stuck and transform into the unstoppable force you're destined to become. Let's start the uprising. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 175, Career UpRising turns 10, what a decade in business has taught me. That's right, my baby, my other baby, not my live baby, but my business baby, Career UpRising, is 10 years old now this month in May. Wow, I've been in business for a decade. This is a very celebratory episode and enlightening, I hope. I'm going to share some 10 lessons learned with you in just a moment. Take a moment to follow and review the show on Apple so that you never miss an episode. More of them are planned and are coming in full force. But wow, can I just take a moment? And can you just take a moment wherever you are and celebrate this with me for just a moment? Career UpRising is 10 years old. Let's let that sink in. For me personally, and I appreciate you indulging me for just a minute, this is a big deal. Wow. I'm so grateful for everything. All my clients. I'm grateful to myself for making this decision a decade ago. It's incredible. So here's what we're going to do. 2 things today. I want to tell you first about a little giveaway contest kind of thing that I'm doing because I want to do something fun to celebrate this and engage you all in my work and my brand. So I'm going to have an invitation for you in just a second. And then I am going to go through, I thought I would do 10, that would be appropriate, lessons that I have learned after a decade in business. And these are personal and professional lessons as well. So you're going to get the benefit of the wisdom from all of my experiences over the last 10 years. And with this one, we'll keep this kind of short and sweet. So I thank you for listening and for indulging me. But this is a momentous occasion. And I have listeners like you personally to thank. Whether you've ever been a client or not, or just listening to the show, you are in my ecosystem. You are in my network. You are engaged in this work, in this mission that I do. And I thank you for that. Thank you so, so much. So this is a little bit more of a quick personal episode today. But here's what I'm going to do, guys. For the entire month of May, anyone who purchases my book, What You Didn't Learn in School, Lessons on Growth, Change, and Living Your Best Life, is also going to get a free gift. So I'm going to tell you what that is in a moment. But for those of you who are not familiar, I wrote a book that came out in December of 2023, What You Didn't Learn in School. It's got 30 lessons in it. And these lessons are stories from my personal career and life. There are also some client stories in there as well. A lot of them touch on career and job search issues, but not exclusively. There are just good life lessons. There's things about parenting. There's things about health, relationships. It's all in there. And I pretty much laid it all out. It's a very personal book, but it's also not just about me. It's about you. And it's about the work. And it's about the lessons. So overcoming imposter syndrome, no longer waiting for permission for what you want to do in life, dealing with difficult people, setting goals, changing careers, all of those topics are in there. So it would be amazing for you to read that and to benefit from that. And I want to say thank you for doing that as well. So I wanted to do something that was a win-win for everybody, right? And I know that not everybody certainly can afford to work with me as a client, so I didn't make it about that. So you don't have to become a client even to benefit from this, but you're going to get a taste of it a little bit. So here's how it works. For the whole month of May, anyone who purchases my book, whether on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or even directly through me, and you can purchase it through me if you want a signed copy, I will sign it and I will personally mail it to you. Here's how it works. you have the month of May to make the purchase and show it to me. You got to email it to me to prove it somehow. You will get a free lifetime access to the new client library that I just unveiled this year. This is only for private coaching clients, not even resume writing clients. It's a digital library with all kinds of worksheets, ebooks, and now videos. I'm constantly adding more videos here and tutorials. These are self-guided materials to help you with every aspect of the job search or career change process. So, for example, there's a salary negotiation playbook in there. There's interview preparation guides. There's video tutorials on how to use LinkedIn. There's a whole section on AI. There's an ebook and a video on how to use AI in your job search. There's so much more coming. Okay, I'm setting aside time in just a few weeks here. Well, at this point, I will have already made more videos. At the time of the recording, I'm planning more. So there's always fresh content. I think there's maybe 25 materials or so in there. You will have free lifetime access to use and read and watch and absorb all of that to help you in your job search. And all you got to do is buy my book, and then you get the benefit of the book as well. So I am so excited to do this because this library is new. It is not for sale by itself. You would have to normally be a coaching client to get it. And now anyone who buys my book in May will get it as well. Free bonus, right? So here's what you do. You can go to careeruprising.com/book, and there are links right there to Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And then you can email me your receipt if you do it that way. Or if you want, email me directly and just tell me you want a signed copy from me, and we'll make it happen. My assistant will probably jump in, get your address and all the information, and we will mail it out to you signed. You can do it however you want. Isn't that amazing? So go to careeruprising.com/book if you want to purchase it online. If you want a signed copy from me, email info@careeruprising.com. info@careeruprising.com. And let us know. And you can email your receipt to that same email address as well, okay? If you buy it online. Or if you get confused, just email us. That's fine too. But basically, you can buy it either way, and you can then email info@careeruprising for the next steps, and we will make sure that we start you an account and turn on access to the library. It's a win-win for everybody. I get to have you in my network, and you get to benefit. And I get to sell some books and you get to benefit from the book and the library. It is a win for everyone. Okay. So I'm also going to put the instructions that I just read to you in the show notes. So if you need clarity or that email address again, look in the show notes on Apple or wherever you are listening. The information is all there, but I invite you to take advantage of this. The book is under $30. Okay. It's not that much. And think about it. You're going to get the book and the library access. So if your budget is tight, you cannot afford to work with me. This is a very, very affordable way to do that. About $25 is, I think it's what it is on Amazon right now, is all it's going to cost you. And you get both of those. Okay. And you get to connect a little bit with me and celebrate this milestone as well. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take, now that I've given you kind of that overview, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to dive in to the 10 lessons. I really gave these some good thought and intention, and I cannot wait to share with you what I have learned over the last 10 years. So, quick commercial break. We will be right back. Hey everyone, it's Lorraine again. While the show takes a quick break, I want to tell you about some of the exciting changes that we've made at Career UpRising. We've unveiled some incredible new features for our clients. We have a new client library with extensive materials, including ebooks, worksheets, and videos to help you discover your value and land a new role faster than your competition. We also have an app. That's right, Career UpRising has an app for Apple and Android, allowing you to connect with me and get the help you need on the go. We've also expanded our curriculum and coaching techniques to make the program more effective than it's ever been. But these new features are just for clients. Let's take the next step together. Head over to careeruprising.com today. You can learn more and book a call with me. That's careeruprising.com. You can also follow me on LinkedIn and subscribe to my free newsletter, Get Hired Over 40. I can't wait to connect with you. All right, let's get back to the show. All right, let's count down the 10 things that I have learned in the last 10 years in business. And I can't wait to share these with you. I hope that you will listen with an open mind and that something will resonate with you as we go through these. So let's count them down here. First, number 1, you're more likely to undervalue yourself than overvalue. You're more likely to undervalue yourself than overvalue. What do I mean by that? When I think about value and the perception of value and how it has changed for me, when I started Career UpRising in 2015, I was charging so little. I think you could do a resume with me for like $100 or something like that. And I remember I started with resume first, and then I added coaching in pretty quickly. I remember the first time I increased my prices to $75 an hour, I was like, whoa. Like, that was a big deal, right? Now it's like $300 or $400 an hour. But the thing is, that was a reflection of my confidence at the time because I was just getting started. And that's okay. Sometimes you have to just honor where you're at and grow from there. But the key is to not let that keep you from getting started. Be willing to get started no matter where you're at. Even if you're not that great at it yet, even if you are charging so little and you don't feel confident and you've got all this imposter syndrome, the successful people are the ones who start anyway. And I'm so glad that I did. And then, of course, as I got more experience and more knowledge and success stories, I increased my prices. That's a commitment that I made to myself. So how can this apply to you, right? Maybe you don't own a business, but that's okay. Where are you feeling less confidence and therefore not valuing yourself enough? And how can you just step just outside your comfort zone and increase it just slightly? So I didn't go from 100, let's say $75 an hour coaching to $275 the next day, right? Of course not. I gave myself time and slowly, incrementally committed to small changes, knowing that I would get there eventually. And that's what I did. So how can you step just one little half step outside your comfort zone, and then do that for a while, and then commit to one more and one more and one more as a continual process. This is how we overcome a lack of self-confidence or imposter syndrome, by not setting a goal too big, but not staying within your comfort zone either, finding a compromise, a micro goal. That is how I increased my value and my confidence and got to the point that I'm at today. But it's more likely that you're probably going to undervalue something within yourself than overstate it. I see that far more often with clients. Number 2, we kind of actually said this one. It's perfect. A lot of these are going to kind of play off of each other. You have to be willing to get started before you're any good. You do. If you're going to achieve anything of value, you have to just be willing to try. You have to be willing to suck at it. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable. You have to be willing to just get started. In fact, I want you to get started is so early that you're actually going to be kind of embarrassed by how bad you were when you look back on it. That is what I really want. A long time ago, my husband was able, I think he has it saved or archived somewhere in the website. He brought up my old website that I initially had when I first launched. It's awful. I would never, ever in a million years release a website that looked like that ever again. It was terrible. Okay. But that's, to me at the time, it was good and it was good enough. So I got started and I allowed myself to grow and change and see it all as a process, not a one and done. So you have to be willing to get started today to achieve whatever you want, and then allow yourself to get good and get comfortable and successful and whatever later. That's uncomfortable. Clarity, this is number 3. Clarity comes during the process, not before. I see it all the time in clients. They want to figure everything out right away and then get started on something. So, for example, sometimes clients will put off working with me because they're like, well, I don't really know what kind of job I want yet. I need to get organized with that first. And I say, but that's part of what we're going to solve, right? That's a process. So you have to understand that you're going to refine things as you go. So again, this is going to play off of number 2. By getting started, you will get more clarity as you go, but you have to get started. You have to start taking action. You have to start asking questions. You have to start engaging your network. Whatever it is your goal is, find any action towards in that direction that you can, and start taking that. Even if you think it's wrong or it's going to change later, who cares? You will get clarity as you go in the process. It's unlikely that you're just going to have all of that magically, perfectly figured out so that everything will be perfect and you'll never make a mistake. It's not going to happen. Number 4, your job is not your identity. And this is a phrase from one of my all-time favorite and most downloaded episodes with my client, Sunny Karana. He's been on this show. He's one of my good friends and brand ambassadors. Go back and find Sunny's episode. Your job is not your identity. It was a little while ago. I'd have to figure out exactly, maybe a year or so ago. It's amazing. And it was I think it's the most downloaded episode I've ever had. That really resonates with a lot of people. You must decouple your identity and your worth from your career. You must. You can love what you do, but you must be able to walk away from it. Even I have to understand this. Career UpRising, although it's my baby and I created it, it is not my identity, nor is it the only thing that I will ever do in my life. Not at all. No way. There is absolutely a day I might pack it up. I might close up shop, sell, whatever I want. Have somebody else manage it. That day could come. I too, especially when you're an entrepreneur and it's something that you birthed, you have to be really careful to not let it consume you and become who you are. Just like a child, right? Your child is an extension of you, but they are not you. They are their own person. There's a healthy amount of separation that has to happen. So if you're feeling that, a lot of people can relate, but you need to start working on that. If it all went away tomorrow, would you still love yourself just as much? If the answer is at all no, you got work to do. You got work to do. Number 5, slowing down is a form of self-care. I am really, really working on this one. Really hard. I walk fast, I talk fast, I chew fast, I think fast. We have a joke in my house about how I eat so fast. I'll be done eating before other people even get their food and sit down. I do everything fast, and I am really working on slowing down. In the micro, slowing down my pace. I spilled a hot coffee all over myself on my desk just a few days ago because I had a cup of coffee in my hand while I was doing all these other things. And of course I got what I deserved, right? And then slowing down the macro, slowing down my expectations in life, how quickly I expect results with things. I have a lot of work to do here and I'm committed to it and I'm getting better every day. But it is okay to do nothing. Rest is a verb. So I am learning to rest more. I'm learning to slow down. I'm learning to be less available on my phone. All of those things. So if you're like a type A, kind of anxious overachiever, man, we should talk. That is me. In repair. 6, you can change your mind anytime you want. This is also part of a kind of leaning into a chapter in my book. Waiting for permission. Anytime you're ready to change your mind, on any aspect of your life, you can. And you can, and you should. You should always be thinking, is everything still working for me? Whether it's your spouse, where you're living, your career, all of it. Is this still working for me? How am I showing up for this as well? Always be evaluating yourself and your outside relationships and circumstances, and asking yourself, am I still happy? Have my goals changed? Have my values changed? You can change your mind. Like I said, I can change my mind any day and say Career UpRising is done, close it up, I'm doing something else. And I'm allowed to do that. Okay? Anybody is allowed to change. Number 7, you need less time, not more. If you are telling yourself you need more time, you're lying. You're wrong. You need less time. Having less time actually makes you more productive, and it gives more meaning to the time that we have here on Earth. If we had an unlimited amount of time, it would not mean as much. You wouldn't want to live in that world. The fact that time is so limited and finite is what makes life as rich as it is. So if you keep saying that you need more time, it's actually because your time is filled with things that you don't want to be doing or that are not valuable or meaningful. And that's what you need to look at. Make some hard choices and really evaluate where you're putting the time that you have. The amount of time you have isn't the problem. It's how you're spending it and what you're focusing on. 8, stop expecting your job to make you happy. All right, just like your job is not your identity, that means it's also probably not going to, quote, make you happy. That's not its job. Its job is to perhaps give you some satisfaction. That could be it. You can enjoy it and have satisfaction from it. But that's not the same as making you happy. Your happiness is your responsibility. I don't even believe your spouse's job is to, quote, make you happy. That's nobody's job. That's an inside job. That's you. Happy people are happy in life, at their jobs and in their relationships. It starts with you. So yes, you can look to your job for compensation, reward, even fulfillment and enjoyment, but don't confuse those with happiness. That's different. Oh, speaking of happiness, number 9, happiness is not the goal. Growth is. That's a chapter in my book as well. Happiness is not the goal. It makes sense that a lot of these lessons are going to come from the book too. Of course, that's a collection of things that I had learned. Happiness is not the goal. Stop making that your goal. That's what's making you unhappy. I want you to, it's ironic, I know, right? I want you to focus on growing, having experiences that fuel your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical growth, whatever you need, whatever way you need to grow. That is why we're here. It's why we're on Earth. We're not going to be happy all the time. It's a futile goal. Stop it. You can be fulfilled. That's different, right? And I'm not saying you won't ever feel happiness. Of course you will. But true, deep, lasting happiness comes from growing. That's where it's really found. And number 10, speaking of growth, I love this phrase. This kind of came to me. It was downloaded. You could say I call them divine downloads. And I wanted to say that as the last one. So my last lesson for you, discomfort is the currency of success. Discomfort is the currency of success. Discomfort, that is your gateway to a successful, meaningful, happy life. I'm sorry to tell you, but it is. It doesn't mean that everything will be uncomfortable or that you'll always have to use that as a tool for growth, but man, it's effective. The only reason I have achieved anything in my life, whether it's Career UpRising and reaching 10 years or anything else, is because I've been willing to get uncomfortable. I voluntarily put myself in situations that I know will be uncomfortable. New things that I haven't done yet. Speaking in front of people, raising my prices, trying out a new program, even just leaving the corporate world at 31 in general to go start a business. These are all the hard things that required a lot of discomfort and vulnerability, but I did it anyway. And I continue to put myself in new situations that are just outside my comfort zone enough, not too much because then I won't do it, but enough that I'll still go through with it, but it's a little uncomfortable. That's the sweet spot. But that is the key to my success and to yours. Discomfort is the currency of success. All right, my friends, I've been talking to you for about 30 minutes. I'm going to let you go. Thank you for being in my network. Thank you for 10 amazing years. I don't know how many more I have in me with Career UpRising. I'm not going anywhere right now, but who knows, right? What the future holds. I'm just grateful for each day, taking it one day at a time. Celebrate with me this month. Go to careeruprising.com/book to purchase a copy online, or email me at info@careeruprising.com and send your receipt there too if you buy it online. And I will send you a signed copy if you want. And you will get access to the library as well, which is rich in resources. You only have the month of May to do it, so act now. And if you have any questions, look in the show notes or email either Lorraine at Career UpRising or info@Career UpRising. And we will help you and get you what you need. Thank you for being a part of this journey, and I can't wait to have another episode for you very soon. Hey, it's Lorraine, and I want to say thanks for listening. If you found value in today's show, I would be honored to have your review on Apple Podcasts. It's the single best way to help this show be found by other listeners, and you'll earn some good karma. Thanks again for tuning in, and I can't wait to connect with you next time on Career UpRising.